Hi everyone, I have so far done a blanket stitch around here. As you can see, I've chosen this integrated thread, which is a sparkly thread and two different colours in it. Thought it would go nice around here. Even if I just left it like that, it will look nice, but I have said I'm going to embellish, so I have to follow through with that now. So as you can see, there's the blanket stitch. So I'm just continuing along. Hasn't been too difficult since I fused it on. So I just gather it all up and I'm just going in like that, under, and then I'm coming through the loop. And you come through the loop. I'm just continuing along all around. Got to pull it a little bit, not too much to gather the fabric. Just enough to go flush against the edge of the fabric. So underneath, pull through, pick up the loop and pull. There's your blanket stitch like that. Underneath, through, and pull. You want to make sure you're grabbing the loop like that. Sometimes you might have to hold it because sometimes the loop turns. It twists like that. You don't want to grab it that way. You want to grab it from the front so it sits flush against there. When you come around the corner, you just go however it's coming to sit naturally. And you want to make sure it's securing the fabric that's underneath. There you are. So I'm going to show you how I come from underneath. So this is still manageable, even though this tote bag, if it wasn't prepared already, it would have been easier if it's just one fabric and you're sewing. However, you just scrunch it up and you do that. So when I'm coming underneath, I might put a line in there too. Just flip it over, we'll figure it out as we go. So what I do to secure, it's already knotted, so to secure it I just go through. Even when I finish off I do the same. I go through all these stitches until I come to where I want, and there it is, and then we just come up. I just wear my glasses. So we're going to come up there. And come around and gather it like that with your hand so you can come closer. And then we're going under again. It's very hot. My hands are sweaty again. It's been a very hot day again. Go through the loop. That's that. Oh, that's a nice breeze. So I'm just going to continue till I get to the end. And then I'll show you the next steps. As you can see. So now I'm just going to go at the back. So you just go through there, bring it through. And then you put your thread through all these stitches to secure it, as many as you can. Maybe one more. And there it is. And this thread here, when I chop it off, when I cut it off, I don't throw it. I'll show you a box later that I keep all my threads, and I'm going to make something out of them, as you can see, because I'll show you. So I finally finished the blanket stitch. I've cut off the threads of whatever I keep. I wanted to show you, as I mentioned, this is my box of threads that I keep. There is quite a lot in there. My kids had done some embroidery and they did waste a bit of my thread. However, because of that, I thought I might collect it all. That's what got me starting collecting a lot. And then I thought I might make something out of all this thread. I like all the colors and the sparkly ones. That's just from something else that was cut. And there's also underneath, you'll see there's also some plain threads. But anyway, that's for another project. Nothing goes to waste. I'll probably make my own fabric with it or something. And I'm just going to pin this down. I forgot to show you also, these are the pins that I used when I was doing my blanket stitch. Size 3 to 9. Gold eye embroidery needles, and this is the one I chose, the one that had the wider eye, in order to fit this thread, which is thicker, through it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pin down this. I did decide to go with that. I did find this, but then I contemplated, I've got enough pinks around. This was actually from one of my children's old dresses. But I thought I might stick to that. And I'm not going to do anything around, because I don't want to take away from the Liberty fabric. I think this is just plenty for now. And when I make a different bag, or even when I want to make a vase with all different collage or fabric, and there I'll put laces and all sorts of embellishments. With this one, I just think this one will suit. So I've just pinned this on, this nice sparkly flower, and I'm using this thread, Gutermann, number 412. It's like a kind of gold thread. I thought I might blend in with that because I am going to be doing a little blind stitch underneath. You won't be able to see it. These are the needles I'm using. Quilting 5 to 10. Yeah, and let's start sewing. So I've just knotted the thread underneath, and so oops. So we're just going to go ever so slightly underneath, and we're just coming up. See, you can't even see it. Underneath, coming up, and we're just going to do that around the whole flower. So we're grabbing onto the tote bag fabric and the flower and just coming up. You see it's starting to take shape. I'll take that, we don't need that. I'll just put it there. So I'm just coming through the back now to secure the thread till I start another one. So I'm just taking a few threads and a bit of the fabric, coming through, and then I'm going to go through the loop, make a little knot, and then I'll do it again. As you can see, I'm picking up a little bit of the fabric and the thread that's already stitched. Then I'm going to go through the loop, and there you go. And I'm still going around. You can see that's more secure now. I'm contemplating if I'm going to stitch this extra flower that's on top. I might not. I like it the way it is. But you see now I've got that spare thread, leftover thread. It's only a little bit, but that is going to go in my treasured box of threads. That's how you collect, and then there will be a project. So now I'll continue through. So here is the tote bag. I could leave it as this, which I do like it, with the one embellishment on there. Or I sort of contemplated maybe putting a button, a love heart somewhere, but I don't know. Or maybe a little one somewhere. Even these. Got little stars. This little tiny red one. That's pretty, isn't it? But I'm not sure, unless I just put a button in the middle, but I don't need to, because that's got sparkles in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to put a heart somewhere. Maybe just a small one. So because this tote bag was already sewn, I'm trying to figure out how to put the lining, because I want to put lining because you can see all the stitching on the inside, and also to secure it and have a nice feel. So I'm thinking of using this fabric for the lining. Someone had given me this, an elderly lady was getting rid of a whole heap of fabric, and I thought this would be nice inside to give it a nice feel. So what I'm thinking of, I've turned this inside out, and I've got the back, and because I'm not going to bother undoing all this now, I'm just going to attempt to try and do it this way. On another video, I'll probably be doing a tote bag from scratch, but for now, I'm just going to do it like this, I'm thinking, and then just come down, sew here and sew here. So I'm just going to iron this to make it easier, because I'm actually not going to cut the lining. I'm just going to fold it over. And the length of this lining is basically exactly what I need. But if I cut the selvage off, this part here, I won't have enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it over and iron that on both sides, both ends. And then I'm just going to flip it over. So basically it only reaches, because I've folded over the selvage, which I don't mind, it only reaches up to there on each side. So I'm going to go up to there inside. I guess that's what you do. You have to make do with when something's already been made. You just try to figure it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm feeling underneath here. As you know, I ironed it. So I'm feeling underneath there, so it doesn't fold over. So instead of, I just wonder clipped the bottom here, but for the sides, I've pinned it, because there's no other way I could cut it, and I had to cut the fabric too, and there's no other way I could sew it. So you just have to be careful now, because you don't want to cut the tote bag. So I'm just going to cut a little bit, as I did on the other side. So now I'm just going to knot it. I've got my little thread bunny there. Starts off the thread. So I'm just going to knot it. I'm coming in 1/4 of a seam. Oh, I've got to put the foot down. And just knot it. And take the pin out. And then just slowly come, because there is a few layers here now. And this velvet is quite thick. I am using a walking foot though. It's a bit slippery, this fabric too. I just figured out how to use my overlocker machine, which is very exciting. So I'm overlocking the edges of the lining. And I'll just show you. Look at that. I didn't know how to use it before, and now I've got it. And I'm just going to do the other side also, this side. And then we're going to see what the next steps are. Okay. So now I'm just going to go past that already sewn line from the outer of the tote bag, the front, just to stabilize this lining. And I've changed my thread to a pink thread that will match. So we just knot it. Trying to put it down where there's a bit of a bulk here. There we go. A bit of a bulk, so you have to gently pull it through just to pass. There we go, that's better. Just to pass that bulk. And now we're just going to sew around. Oh, the cat got scared. And there goes the dog too. And then I might come around again anyway. I'm just doing this to stabilize it for now. So we've sewn everything now, but it wasn't exactly even everywhere because I didn't have enough of the lining, but that's okay because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another fabric now. You just work as you go and everything that works for you, I guess. And I'm going to come and hand sew it, maybe blind stitch it. I could do it by machine too, and just come along here just to make it look even on the inside. So I'll just show you the end result, or almost the end result. And if you wanted to do a box kind of looking bag, you could have on the inside from the lining come across like that, and then the bag would have sat like more open. But I like this style, so I'm just going to leave it like this. So that's the bag and that's the inside. And I ended up adding a love heart button here. As you can see, I thought that might go. So I decided to put these roses around on the inside of the lining here. And I'm only going to take a little pinch of a stitch so it doesn't show that much on the other side. So I'm just going to go like that, very slightly. So you can only see a little touch. You won't be able to see it. You could always use this as a reversible bag because I actually quite like the velvet and this embellishment. However, I have overlocked this. If I wanted to use it as a reverse, I'll probably do something with this also, but I'm just going to leave it as is for now. And this will be the front, the main feature. So I'll just continue sewing all around and stitching, very slightly picking up. You can see it a little bit, but I can actually do it even smaller. It doesn't really matter. And when I come to this, I might just fold this over underneath like that and then sew it, or I might just sew it like that. I'll see as I go. So I finally finished the tote bag. It took a little bit to figure out how I'm going to do the lining when I've never done it before. And because, as I said before, this was showing, I decided to put this embellishment inside, and I think it looks lovely. And it's so nice to feel. And there you have it. You can use this for your going to the library or to the shops or whatever you like. Nothing at the back. And there you are. So enjoy your process, whatever you decide to embellish it with. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye for now.